What's going on, guys? So, still on location here in Louisiana, but that doesn't mean I can't bring the weekly rotation. Even though I didn't bring every single fragrance with me, I do remember exactly what I brought, so we'll put them on the screen and we'll give a brief description of what and why I wore them during the week. But it was some interesting variety, some stuff I haven't reached for in quite a long time, and pretty much everything I said I was going to bring here on the trip, obviously I've been wearing. So let's talk about it. It's week number 143. Stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday, I actually wore this one throughout the entire day. It's one I haven't reached for in a while. It's one of the best bar of soap type smelling fragrances out there. It's the original Prada Amber Pom. Like I said, I was enjoying this one so much that I decided to wear it in the evening as well. So very soapy, aromatic type of smell. There's a lot of neroli in this one, but there's still some spices and most notably this lovely resinous myrrh note that really stands out. It's kind of the neroli myrrh combo is what creates this luxury, and I know that term gets used a lot, luxurious bar of soap, but it smells like a very expensive bar of soap. It does not smell like a cheap fragrance for being a soap dominant smelling fragrance. It's just really good stuff. One I have not reached for in quite some time. I went kind of moderate on the sprays. I think I did 6 or 7. Not on the lower end of what I usually do. I think I sprayed it a little bit heavier because I really wanted to get a nice little scent bubble going to really enjoy it throughout my day. So much so, like I said, that I wore it out the shower that evening. So haven't reached for it in a long time. No, I've never tried the Intense. Maybe one day. I believe they're discontinued now, so it may never happen, but if not, I'm happy with the original. All Day Long was Prada Amber Pom. Is another one that's relatively new to the collection that I've really been enjoying, and honestly it doesn't smell that damn close to Creed Invictus. It smells like it, sure, and I do like it more than the EDT. We're talking about Armauve's Club de Nuit Intense Man. This is the limited edition Parfum, so this one's a little bit richer, a little bit smoother, and honestly it's a little bit darker. It's not the exact same one-to-one note breakdown plus lemon like the EDT, but it does smell like a smoother version of the EDT overall. You don't have that harsh chemical synthetic opening of the lemon. It's a little bit smoother. It still doesn't smell really expensive. It still smells like a kind of cheaper fragrance. But I can say notably that my wife randomly got a whiff of me when I forgot where we were going, but she said, "That's different. I've smelled that one before, huh?" I said, "Yeah, you have." I said, "Do you like it?" She said, "Yeah, it smells really good. I like that one." And so we told her what it was. She's like, "Oh yeah, I know. I remember when you wore that, yada yada yada." But it randomly caught her. She got a random whiff of it and was like, "Hey, I like that." So up close, smelling it like this, it's gonna smell cheap, but out in the air, just smells like a really good fragrance. Is basically how you can look at it. That's one that I kind of stand behind. I haven't tried the EDP. I've yet to try the Pure Parfum. I will get the Pure Parfum at some point. Sooner than later, hopefully, but the main thing is I can tell you right here and now that for me the limited edition Parfum is better than the Eau de Toilette, and yes, you're going to spend about double the money, so it may not be justifiable for some because the EDT is still perfectly fine, but I do like the limited edition Parfum more. So during the day, that was what I went with. And then when I got out the shower, I was just randomly in the mood for this one. It kind of has similar vibes to Dolce & Gabbana. The one doesn't completely smell like it, but David Beckham Intimately. This is one that I picked up not that long ago at a rack store, and I had heard this was a pretty good one to get, and I was like $15 for a 75 ml, so I figured why not. And I have to admit, I do enjoy wearing it. It's not some beast. It's close to average at best in longevity. It's like a 4-hour fragrance, which isn't really that bad, especially for a date night fragrance if you're on a budget. If you're the type that doesn't have really long dates, like you get home before the 4 or 5 hour mark, you should be fine. More intimate settings, usually a 4 to 5 hour fragrance is totally fine for me, and this one would be totally fine for that. My wife didn't really love it, but she didn't not like it either. It didn't wow her or anything. She's like, "Yeah, it smells nice," but it wasn't, like I said, it was that type of reaction. "Yeah, it smells nice." the nothing special kind of shoulder shrug is what it got, and it is nothing special. She's absolutely right, but it is pleasant, it is nice. In a pinch, it will work if you're on an extreme budget. It's a decent fragrance. Out the shower that evening, David Beckham, Intimately. This is one that I featured recently as one of the better fall fragrances out there because, in my opinion, it is. It's Invictus Legend from Paco Rabanne. I love this stuff. This is another one that I sprayed more on the moderate side, and I did not need 7 sprays of this fragrance. I had a great scent bubble going. This stuff really performs on my skin. It's pretty damn beastly. It's more on the salty amber aquatic type of side of things. It does relate to the Invictus DNA. It does tie directly into the original, but it kind of does its own thing. It's one of the more unique takes on Invictus because it's so amber heavy. It's so salty. It's like a salted grapefruit note or accord, if I remember correctly, and that's what it smells like. It's got that almost astringent, mildly tart grapefruit note with a lot of salt sprinkled in. It's got this heavy sea salt note, especially early on. Bay leaf really stands out to give it a nice herbal component to the smell. And like I said, the performance is out frickin' outrageous. Wife definitely loved how that one smelled. I love how that one smells too. You really can't go wrong with Invictus Legend. In some instances, I dare to say it may be the most versatile because I feel like it works so well in colder weather at the same time for something fresh, like even more so than Invictus Intense, but pretty damn good. I mean, it's hard to take over Invictus Aqua 2018 for me personally, but it definitely comes close. It's a really good one, so if you haven't tried that one yet, definitely try to get your nose on it. During the day, Invictus Legend from Paco Rabanne. And then when I got out the shower, I was just randomly in the mood for it and decided to go with the original Giorgio Armani Aqua de Parfum, one of my wife's personal favorites. I kind of wear it just for her, really. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the way it smells too, but I've moved on. I like all of the flankers more. Hell, right now, my scent of the day is the Absolute Flanker. I'm currently wearing it. That's all I'm smelling right now because I just sprayed it on a few minutes ago, so I got a really nice scent bubble going. So I've moved on to all of the flankers. I like all of the flankers more than the original, but my wife absolutely loves the original more than the rest. It's one of those timeless classic men's fragrance scent profiles, and so I kind of wear it in the evenings when we're going to be watching a movie and just lounging around, sitting on the couch together or whatever. So that's pretty much what I wear it for, and that was the case here. So out the shower, I went with Aqua de Parfum. Moving into Wednesday, this is another one, just like with Invictus Legend, that I had just talked about in my recent Best Fall Fragrance video. We're talking about Amouage Boundless. This is such a freaking lovely fragrance. The dry down's gorgeous on here. It's earthy, but still very resinous, and it's not too earthy. It's kind of a smooth, lightly creamed, but still somewhat earthy tone. I know that's a strange way to describe it. It's a little contradictory, but it's kind of how it comes across. In the top, you get this zesty blood orange. There's a creamy ginger to this. It's not a bright ginger. It's more of a creamy type of ginger. Adds a crisp, fresh spice tone to it. There's a little bit of other spices here, but there's a nice smooth... It's hard to describe the tobacco note in here. It's really good, and there's a lot of frankincense. So it's a very smoky, spicy tobacco that still has some citrus and some sweetness and a little bit of a creamy tone to avoid it from being really dry. I don't find this one to be that redundant with Amouage Journeyman, though they can accomplish a lot of things similarly because there's incense, because there's spices and there's tobacco. Journeyman's much more dry and earthy, whereas, like I said before, with Boundless, there's a little bit more of a creamy edge to this. The citrus pops at the top quite a bit. That blood orange really stands out to me. I don't find them for being two spicy tobacco fragrances from the same house. I don't think it's redundant to have both of them. I think if you really like tobacco fragrances, you should check both of them out. And I just so happen to wear Boundless. It is such a good... It's one of the, I want to say, newer releases, but they've released quite a few fragrances since it came out in the last 2 years. But it's so damn good. And performance is ridiculous, as you would expect with Amouage. It just keeps going and going on the skin. So definitely get a sample and try this. If you're a fan of tobacco fragrances and you're looking for that beautiful niche tobacco fragrance to add to your collection, Boundless is definitely one of them. So during the day, that's what I went with, Amouage Boundless. Then we got the shower that night. It was time for a good shave, And I reached for my Zaharoff Signature Rosé shave set, as well as I gave myself some sprays of the fragrance. It's probably the most enjoyable of the shave sets that I have. It's so spa-like because I have the bar soap. So anytime I'm going to use the shave set, I use everything that I have that matches the shave set. So in the case of Rosé, it's one of those sets where I have the bar soap. So in the shower, I'm lathered up with the bar soap. The bathroom gets to smelling like rosé. I lather up the shave soap whenever I get out to get ready to shave. I'm going to splash the aftershave splash, and I'm going to give myself a few sprays of the fragrance afterwards. So it's a euphoric experience, spa-like experience for a while, like my entire nighttime routine when I need to shower. The shower and shave setup, when I have all of that going on, is just awesome. It really is. It's nice to have the variety of products to really just have this experience unlike any other, really. It's my favorite fragrance from Zaharoff. It's becoming my favorite shave set. It's just because I love the scent profile so damn much. It's just beautiful. Out the shower, I had a good shave, went with Zaharoff Signature Rosé. Moving into Thursday, it was travel day. I just did a full review on this one. I ended up rocking it out the shower that evening. It was an all-day type of thing for Aqua de Parfum Colonia Pura. I'm loving this stuff. Fresh citrus, mild greens, decent performance, nothing powerful and powerhouse type of stuff here, but just such a damn good fragrance. I love the way this one smells. This narcissus note that's in here adds this nice green, almost herbal tone to the fragrance. Very light. The petitgrain offers a mild green feel. There's a little bit of mintiness on my skin. I don't know if that's a combination with the ozonic notes, the citrus, and the mild greens or what, but it's a very fresh, lightly green and citrus dominant fragrance. Nothing crazy complex. There's a little bit of a white floral jasmine hit, but not a feminine fragrance anyway. This is actually a relatively classy warm weather citrus. This is one that I think you can definitely dress up, and it's on the more inoffensive side as far as its performance, so I felt like it was a respectful choice for being in close proximity on an airplane. So for travel day, it was kind of an ideal choice, and then I was just enjoying it so much. I did a refresh randomly at my layover just to intensify the scent bubble, and then that evening I rocked it again out the shower. That's Aqua de Parfum Colonia Pura. Moving into Friday, this stuff is so good. Shame on me, I always forget that I have it, but man, I was enjoying it. I gave myself like 2 sprays for the gym that morning. I wore it as my scent of the day. I wore it out the shower. It is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Cologne Sport. This is an older 2014 bottle. It's now called Chanel Allure Homme Sport Cologne. It doesn't say sport twice, but pretty much same fragrance from what I understand. This is an 8-year-old bottle, and the citruses are still fine. One day, this is going to smell terrible, sour, just awful, because it's citrus dominant, but it still smells so good. Performance is underrated for this fragrance. Even at the 7 and 8 hour mark, I could still smell myself pretty easily without having to do one of these moves and really reach for it. The first 3 to 4 hours, the sillage on this is actually pretty damn good, even after the projection calms down. Like I said, shame on me for forgetting I have this, because this is so damn good. Yes, it has a similar scent profile and style to Mercedes-Benz Cologne, Dior Homme Cologne, Jimmy Choo Man Ice. My honest opinion here, it blows all of them out the water. Yes, it's the most expensive one. It should blow them out the water because you're going to pay the most for this one. But you're going to get your money's worth out of this one because, like I said, for being citrus dominant, this one has more complexity to the scent profile. The quality's better than all of the ones I just named to my nose. And then, like I said, the performance is the best among the bunch. So if you haven't tried this one yet, you really should. This is a big 5-ounce bottle. I need to start reaching for this one more because it's going to spoil sooner rather than later. And it's really good stuff. It deserves to be worn. So all day long, I was rocking this one and loving it. Chanel Allure Homme Sport Cologne Sport. Finally, on Saturday, yesterday, my draft day. So I didn't really rock anything to the gym. I don't always wear something to the gym. So had a great workout that morning, and then I wanted performance the rest of the day. I knew it was going to be a long day, so I decided to go with Rasasi Hawas. Gorgeous, spicy Invictus type of smell. I love this stuff. This is one of my favorite pickups of the year. I love the way this one smells. Like I said, it has that sweet aquatic Invictus type of tone. I find it's closer to original Invictus than Invictus Aqua 2016. That's just me personally. I know a lot of people like to compare it to Invictus Aqua 2016. If it's more relative that way to you, it's more relative that way to you. For me, it's original Invictus. But you add some cardamom, you add some cinnamon, this nice warm spicy tone that doesn't warm the fragrance up too much. And like I said, performance is bananas. People will smell you. I did 5 sprays, more than enough. This stuff is really, really strong. Surprisingly, nobody said anything about my fragrance, but at the end of the day, my childhood friends, they don't really care that much. They wear what they wear. Nobody was looking for anything to see what I was wearing, so I wasn't anticipating having a conversation about my fragrance, but I was mindful of it because I could smell it the whole time. So I'm sure people smelled me. They just didn't say anything. Definitely a powerful fragrance during the day was Rasasi Hawas. And then when I got out the shower, one that I just picked up at the rack store, make sure to check out that video. You might be surprised with some of the stuff you see. You may not be, but I grabbed Davidoff Cool Water, Grapefruit, and Sage. So interestingly enough, noteworthy, I read a comment last night before I went to sleep saying somebody told me this is a feminine fragrance, so I ended up not pulling the trigger on it. That this is marketed for females, I think is what he said actually. This is a female fragrance. So anybody that knows Cool Water knows this is the men's bottle. That's your biggest telltale sign that this is a men's fragrance. From the Cool Water line is the women's bottles look nothing like this, not even close to the same shape. But for the gentleman, I don't remember your name, if you happen to see this, no, this is not for women. Women can wear it. It's a sage and citrus fragrance. It's not uber masculine or anything like that, but it's got a masculine tone to it. It's marketed for men. Yes, this is indeed a men's fragrance. Will you like it? I have no idea. Only you will know if you like it. But I happen to like it more and more the more I spray it. I can see myself reaching for this one. I saw another comment where it said it's kind of like a watered down Cool Water Intense. I actually think that's a pretty accurate statement. It does remind me of Cool Water Intense, even though the note breakdown is not the same. They do have a similar tone. That sage blue bubblegum type of smell really ties them together. This one's a little bit fresher, a little bit of a creamy citrus type of scent going. I actually think I like the scent profile on this a little bit more than the Intense, but the Intense is a lights out performer. But for 27 bucks, I'm actually pretty happy with it. I'll be wearing this one casually here very soon. But out the shower, Davidoff Cool Water, Grapefruit, and Sage. Well, that's the rotation for week number 143. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What did you wear this week? I would love to read down below what your rotation looked like. Mine was a lot of fresh stuff for the most part, as anticipated. The only thing that I've been rocking that I did not bring out here for my trip was Cool Water, Grapefruit, and Sage. It's been wonderful to wear so far. Surprisingly, I actually like it, like I said, more than I anticipated to like it. It's pleasant. I can see where some would find it boring, but it's okay. It's better than okay, to be honest with you. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the fragrances I wore this week and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.